Well, I mean, here, this Rust Belt area, well, a massive concentration over a relatively short period of fossil energy into manufacturing things that are now obsolete, and that are now where those same manufacturing jobs have been just transferred to a new economy, a new version of the same, where we can say that in 100 years they'll probably have the same cycle will occur there, and then there'll be another place somewhere on the planet, perhaps, where, if the whole place hasn't collapsed by then, that we'll be doing the same thing again. I mean, it's just classical. But what it leaves in its wake, I think, I believe that with every negative there's always a positive, and what it leaves is, either pessimism or optimism. So one of the optimistic things that's happened as a result of the decline of the economy and the rejection or the loss of manufacturing jobs in this region is that you've got a whole lot of factory sites which are regenerating, and regenerating vegetation-wise, would be fairly interestingly, but also that you've got some poverty. And poverty, to me, some people, poverty in an affluent society is actually a positive thing, because what it does is it forces people to be involved in regenerative activities, where they're now starting to value the resources that are around them, and they're starting. And it's, I talked to my grandfather and my nana and lots of people who lived through the Depression. A lot of them said it was the best time of their lives. They said the community was alive. We all shared things. We all had gardens. We all preserved food. We had to practice these regenerative, recycling, etc. activities. We couldn't go out and afford things, so we played cards. We were actually a family again, all of that sort of thing.
When I hear the word obstacle, I think asset. An asset would be the city of Cleveland using vacant land. It would be an asset for more people to apply for the brownfield redevelopment funding that Cuyahoga County has access to. It would be buildings like this, having a couple empty rooms perhaps, that things could be grown in. How many thousands of square feet of downtown office space do we have that we're just waiting for the right tenant to come in? Well, in the meantime, we have systems of lighting and hydroponics that we could grow something in to feed these office workers that are getting Taco Bells and McDonald's and whatever else they're eating, or bringing a brown bag from home, which is better than what they're getting. Obstacles or assets. So many thousands of square feet of land outside, so many thousands of square feet of floor space inside. What can we do? Assets.
And this actually is a city plot consisting of 4 vacant lots that used to be, that was the dumping site of the whole community. Even people from outside the community used to just come and dump stuff there, which was very dangerous because the kids would come in and play in the same place with all the shattered glass and everything else you can ever think of. And on top of that, the gangs, it demarcates between African Americans kind of settlement housing project and Latin American housing project, and with that, now these groups of people were fighting each other over of course the drugs, and so it was very hard and it was very rare for people to be in that spot because you would easily get killed. But interestingly, I have one of my project partners called, Angelic Organics Learning Center, which has been working with a school after-school program there, and they acquired that lot through the city of Chicago and started working on it. And just by doing that, it was more focused as an art center where the kids would come in. We're talking about kids who are coming from troubled families. They've gone through a lot of stress, and just to distress those kids, used that as an art center kind of thing where the kids would be planting and that kind of would help them decorate stuff and all that stuff. And as they did that, the adults started joining from both sides, and now it has become almost a meeting ground for the whole two communities.
Very helpful here to the So it takes a long time for our bodies to get to wherever we are, and if we want to reverse those trends, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of commitment. It's going to take changes in our lifestyle so that they are more sustainable. You know, you're going to eat healthy for the rest of your life, not for the next 2 weeks so you can lose those 10 pounds, because any diet which promises that is a guarantee that when those 2 weeks are gone, yes, you may lose those 10 pounds, but once you go back to eating the way you were eating, that weight is going to come back on. In those diets, you may be missing out on a number of nutrients which are really essential for good health and well-being. So I think it's more sustained lifestyle change that helps with preventing chronic diseases and staying healthy.